Yay! It's preparing to go live. Much love and lights.
Peace, y'all.
Much love and lights. Got everyone in here. Oh, Bauman is there. Palladian, Grizzly Buddha in the house.
What's up, y'all?
Much love and light. Welcome, Elite Motivation audience. This is Mahatma Starseed. I'm tuning in with your collective galactic frequencies, and we're here to open up a brand new platform, brand new conversations with a spin of the old, right? So we are all accustomed to having that Bible talk, that church talk, that gospel talk, and we're here to redefine it. We're here to step it up, be a little bit more elite with our scripture talks. And we want to show to those that are tapping in, that are ready for this frequency, how you can just be a little bit more expansive in the ways that you share who you are on a holistic level, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. We want to be sound, we want to be wholesome. And so the point of today's topic of Elite Scriptural Talks is to be able to help our communities create a more positive mind state. So I'm gonna allow our panel, our guest hosts, to share who they are. I'm gonna share more about who I am. I guess I should go first. What y'all say? Should I go first, y'all, since I'm talking already? Okay, so to introduce myself, I'm a Mahatma Starseed. I am from a different galaxy, still figuring out which galaxy really, right? But until then, I'm here on Earth. I'm located in the United States, specifically New Jersey, but I love to go to a lot of different states. So I call this my home base, but I like to pop around. I've been doing tours from different states, collecting galactic frequencies to align with for about 2 or 3 years now. Like, it has been so mind-blowing, so expansive, so inclusive. When I say it's easy to be around your people, it's easy to be around your people, you know, and that's what I have met. And not just that, I have met a company of people that are willing to talk about old dialects, ancient dialects, and really see how we can embody it in a now time frame. So that's why I invite people onto Elite Motivation, to have different dynamic conversations, and why we're opening up on this platform, because I really feel like being able to stay mindful of like how I live is important, and how I live is like on a grandeur of like the ultimate, the almighty, the higher source, that higher vibration, because it's what would God do? You know, what would your higher self do? How can I implement these conversations for myself? And when I was able to start really stepping into reading like different scriptures, a long time ago, I would say like 10 years ago, I've attempted to pick up Bibles. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Now, mind you, I grew up in a Catholic background, right? So I went to church. I saw there was a couple of books in the pews and stuff. I could not comprehend why there was like 2 books, 3 books. I didn't know. I did not know. And now, you know, while I was on tour, this is my Bible, my Holy Bible, and it has the New and the Old Testament. It really was more encompassing for me, because I was like understanding a little bit more like what was going on, and that came to me because I went on tour. So being able to just move around your local areas, and when I say local, I mean the continent that you're living on. That's our local area. Like, that's your whole land. Like, visit it. it has messages for you. Just being within the 10 to 20-mile radius of your home is not enough. So I was able to start expanding more. And I guess I'll go a little bit more into the books. I expanded into hearing other people that were being very spiritual. I have this book over here that I absolutely love. This is called The Reformation of a Nation, The United State of Remembrance. And this is by A. Marie Bailey. I call her my spiritual mom. This book, one sentence, is going to drive you to really think about who you are being, how you are responding, because it is talking about the in-between parts of when we're moving past. And so what I like to do is, well, one of the first things that this book did for me, I was a part of a study guide, and we would read one paragraph a month. And so in that, not a month, we would read one chapter a month, one paragraph a day, and pick one sentence that spoke to us the most. And how did that reflect for me? And so that really helped me to really like slow down on my sentences and really just start engaging on like, okay, what is this one sentence? And then it really made me think about like going to like a regular church. No, nothing about nothing. But I feel like when I go to church, they trying to read like 20 to 30 passages to you because it's a whole story. And I feel like the real message in there can get really, really lost. So having the patience to slow down and just like enhance what one sentence means to you, or just a couple of sentences means to you, that's something that we're going to definitely be showing and exhibiting here, and encouraging you to, yes, read the whole story. However, for the whole story isn't meant for us to try to live by. It's usually one or two verses that are coming out of that story is meant for us to like hold on to and see how can I be connected to this now moment. And some other books that I read, because the Bible was like the last thing I read. The first thing I read was this Gita. This Gita book, it was a really great story. I loved it because it has like this intimate conversation that I feel like the Holy Bible doesn't have. The Holy Bible for me, I feel is like a community understanding. And the Gitas is like more of an intimate, this is how you need to talk to your God understanding. And so that's how I got to be able to just be more fed. Instead of keeping myself deprived and without anything, I just started supplementing and saying, okay, I can get this from here, I got this from there. So I got a couple of books, and then I'll share with you like my last book that I'll share is my self-realization book.
Love it.
Right? I'm like, this book I took time to read, because you cannot just ingest higher consciousness like you're reading a what are those other like crime books, you know, or romance novels. Like you can just suck that stuff up and you're like, oh my God, I need to read this whole chapter. But when you're reading information like this, and I'm telling you, like every sentence is enough to fill your cup, you want to ingest this a lot more slower. And it has helped me to understand that I don't need to rush to understand all of the scriptures. I have not read all of the Bible. I don't want to read all of the Bible because we can have a whole conversation about everything that's in this Bible. But what we are going to do is just highlight a couple of the verses throughout the weeks to come and just see how we can expand on it from our higher consciousness in this now time frame. So that's a little bit about me, Muhammad Starseed, over here at Elite Motivation. And so I'm going to go and let the next person share who they are. And I'm going to pass it to Sherry because she was the first in queue. She was here before me. Take it away, Sherry.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm Sharon. I am a yoga teacher and a Reiki master. And so I'm about healing. I'm also a writer, a poet. I do all kinds of things. But my purpose and the whole situation is to help people clear from negative conditioning and ways of thinking that don't serve them, and understand that we're all worthy and that we are all this divine love. And so that is my purpose, and helping people to remember. I think it's about remembering who we are, and rather than learning who we are. I think it's not that. I think it's about releasing all the negative conditioning so that we can reveal and remember who we are on a soul level. So that's a little about me. Again, I'm a writer, I'm a poet, I'm a Reiki master, and I'm a yoga instructor and a continuing education provider for Yoga Alliance. So I have those. I also taught for 20 years, so I have degrees in psychology and in education. So all of these ended up coming together for me when I started taking yoga. And so that led from one thing to the other. And then I have always been extremely inquisitive, and I was brought up in a fundamentalist Baptist Christian upbringing. And so I expanded from there and just read what I was led to read. And now I know the Spirit led me to those things. But yeah, so the books, some of the books that I rely on and that are important to me. This is my Bible from when I was a child. So I still have this particular copy of the Bible. And then I was led poetry. See, these things are all interconnected. I believe Spirit guides us to these things. And so my favorite poet is Rumi here. And so Rumi was a Sufi mystic, and I consider this to be a sacred text as well for me. And so that led me into finding more about. See, he was a Sufi mystic. So yeah, so that's led me into discovering and exploring more about that. And again, I love poetry, so that is one for me. And another is once my yoga teaching, once I went into yoga teaching and took that training, of course, I studied a lot of the Hindu texts behind those yoga philosophies. And so, of course, the Gita is here as well, something that I explore. This is an interesting. Oh, I also find a lot of four-leaf clovers. So I have all those pressed in my book. It's kind of an interesting phenomenon. I found over like 250 four-leaf clovers in the past in a 3-year period. And it was always when I was praying, never when I was looking. So I call that my four-leaf clover phenomenon. But anyway, so yes, the Gita definitely, and to me, it ties in with quantum physics. I also was reading books on quantum physics. Wasn't sure why I was, but now I know, because it's all interconnected. So yes, having the unmanifest here. And so that is like the same thing to me as the quantum field. And so all these scientific explanations come together, with the spiritual, in my opinion. Next is the Buddhist text here. This is the Dhammapada, and this is a Buddhist text. I kind of explored when I moved into meditation from teaching yoga. And then this is another book that led me to think about God, a creator, spirit in a different way. This is called A Course in Miracles. And so this is something that you work through. And most people take a couple of years to work through this book. It has a workbook as well, which is just absolutely lovely. I love that. And then for those who are focusing on the academics of it and interested in that, this is a history of God. And I was led to this. You can see all my tacky little notes that I made. This is very heavy reading, very thick reading. And it's by Karen Anderson. And so in this book, she compares the three Abrahamic religions and talks about those. Again, this is academic kind of reading. It reads like a thesis. So that's why I have so many notes in here. And that's actually as far as I got is right there. But I'll come back to it. But yeah, so that for me, and now I read intuitively as well. So now I do tarot readings as well. So for me, it's like all of these things are interconnected. All these things are joined together. And yes, so now I tap more into my intuitive abilities, and I help people align chakras and also to tap into their third eye. Mm-hmm. I think you're muted still, honey.
I was saying, wow, thank you. I love the directory that you have at your tool side. That is wonderful. I look forward to hearing what you have to share over the weeks coming. Thank you for just being you. Kudos.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm Sherry Jens.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to hop into our next host that is sharing the stage with us. Grizzly Buddha is his name on the Zoom, but you also know him as the Palladian Shaman. He is going to share about who he is. Take it away.
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shabrakata, Satnam Wahiguru, Yeshua, Buddha, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Allah, Grizzly Buddha here from the tribe of Judah, Palladian Starseed. I'm not going to really talk about my accolades or whatever because I don't like to put myself in a box. I'll just say I'm a quantum healer. I'm originally from Utah, but I would say I'm from the earth. That's what I represent, is the earth. And let's get into sharing what I like to read. So this is my Holy Bible Prophecy Edition. I found this Bible when I was working in Boise in 2020, and I was working in a recycling plant factory, and it came across me, and I was about to give it away, but then my higher self told me no. I gave it away to a guy, and he gave it back to me. It's the Holy Bible Prophecy Edition. And what does the Bible mean to me? People take the Bible as it's allegorical. It's not allegorical. It's a psychological book. It's a manifestation tool. It's heavily, heavily coded, yo. You cannot take it literally, because if you take it literally, you're going to manifest that into your reality, yo. And that's what we're seeing right now in society, is that manifestation. So that's the first book that I love to read. And I have an extensive library. I'm only going to show you guys probably like 5 books. I'll show you guys like 5 books so you understand where I'm coming from, where I get my knowledge from. And this is another one I love to read. I just barely got this one. You guys need to get this one. It's The Power of the Kabbalah. See, it talks about how we only see the spectrum, 1% of the light spectrum, right? Well, the 99% unseen world is the real world, and it tells you how to access this and how to be proactive and not reactive. See, when you're reactive to situations, you're manifesting those situations. But when you don't react and you take in your emotions and you feel it, and you digest it, and then you're proactive. It puts you in the 99% unseen realm, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, next book is The Second Coming of Christ, the Resurrection of the Christ Within You. What does it say? A revelatory commentary of the original teachings of Jesus by Paramahansa Yogananda. What does this book mean to me, yo? This book was given to me by my spiritual guide, Paramahansa Yogananda. In 2016, I had my awakening, and Yogananda was my guide, and he gave me my first mantra and everything. And I never expected to live this life or to be doing the things that I'm doing now. But I'm truly, eternally grateful for this book, because it teaches you how to get into samadhi, and it teaches you how to go from nirvikapa samadhi to savikapa samadhi, which is when you recognize that everything is God, and you get into your 10th gate, and you are the eternal observer. And I mean, this book has so many beautiful, amazing gems in it, and it's a book that I use to make a lot of my memes for mystics of the multiverse. It's a really, really beautiful book, and it has a lot of scriptures in it, and it tells you how the Christianity views correlate with the Hindu views. So it's a must read. You should really get it. And then I got my Bhagavad Gita. Carry this with me everywhere I go. I love it. It's an intimate love story with God, like Mahatma said. It teaches you, man. It teaches you how to get into your 10th gate, how to escape the illusion of Maya, how to be at one with yourself, how to be at peace and happiness. Okay, so next book. Let me grab one more. I'm only gonna do 3 though, yo. Actually, I'm only gonna do 3 this time. I'll do more. I got too many books. And then my next book is the Holy Quran. A very controversial book. A lot of people don't like it. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Oh my God, I've been reading it. I got mine. It was leather bound. I ordered it. God, man, this book just blows my mind. It pretty much talks about everything that's going on right now, and it tells you how to connect with source and to be at one with source during the chaos. I mean, I'm only on the first chapter. I think I'm like, it's the first chapter, like for 6 or something like that. But like, it just blows my mind, and it blows my mind on how amazing it is. And and it's just it's just an amazing, amazing book. And I would recommend getting it, and just to have an open mind when you were reading your scriptures, and to not take them all literally. I mean, some of them could be taken literally. I realized that last night when I was reading through my scriptures last night, but it's like not all of them should be taken literally. And you should look deeper within, and you should always ask your higher self and your guides on to give you revelation on them, and to give you a better understanding and comprehension on the scriptures, because the scriptures are really beautiful. All these scriptures were written by us in the past, so that we could have them now to help us through these chaotic times. So it's a blessing from God that we have these beautiful masterpieces, arts of work. Thank you, God. Thank you guys for allowing me to serve you. I appreciate you. God bless you guys. Namaste.
Ew. I love it. I'm so excited. Y'all are getting me excited. Okay. I love it.
This is what it's about, dude. This is what we live for, yo. This is our
Yes.
purpose.
Thank
you, God.
you. Thank you so much. And you are always welcome to share your books. You know, this is our first time just being on this level of, you know, safety, awareness, comfortability. So, you know, in due time, and after everybody does their intros, we can have a light talk about how we feel about this coming forward and stuff like that. So thank you so much, Brother Grizzly.
Thank you. God bless you, Queen.
Okay, next up on the roster is B-Man, my brother from another country. Welcome, 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 welcome. Please share with us, who are you? And answer all of the rest of the questions I put in the chat. Oh, you have to unmute. I have that problem too. I like to talk without unmuting as well.
Okay, I hope you guys are able to hear me now, right? Thank you. Okay, I'm so sorry, and thank you very much to each and every single one present over there. And it's a pleasure to have you guys with me, because you all four are like the galactic peoples whom are connected to me. As you people are honestly, like, I have been sessions with all three of you, especially my darling sister Marjorie, and your brother Charles. As always, he always lives in my heart, and he's one of the best ever brother I could ever have in my life. And of course, our very own and my personal Mrs. Drew Barrymore. Sorry. So all you guys are very fascinating to me, and I really appreciate and adore all three of you. And Sunshine, I'm very new to you. I greet you from the bottom of my heart for this journey with me, and it's a great pleasure to know you. Okay, so me, as you guys all know, I am Binu. This is my shortest version of my name, as it's pronounced. My name is Biman, which is known as, if I define my name, it's called aeroplane. Okay, I mean, if I pronounce that name in our ancient Hinduism culture, aeroplane, Biman means aeroplane, which flies above high all over. And then it comes Vishwanath, which is a name pronounced by the Lord Shiva. He is my father. And in my karmic relationship, my father's name is also belongs to that name, which is Vishwanath, and then my surname is that. So that's my name. And Biman is actually, as I said, it's an aeroplane, right? So it's fly high, literally. And if I'm talking about myself, literally, there are some people who can match up with my vibes, basically, because I literally fly high. I mean, nobody literally is going to feel what I think inside of me and how deeper I can go. Whatever you are talking, through your expressions, through your eyesight, through your smile, through your, oxygen or whatever you are doing surrounding, because that much how I am deep. And as I always say, I am not a Pleiadian. I am not a starseed. I am not a member of elite group or something similar. I am just a simple human being. He has given me this birth to serve people with all I am carrying inside of mine: the love, the trust, the respect, and all the emotions I have got. Because I believe if you have no emotion, you are not a human being. Because human beings has got every single thing he has implemented inside of us. We can speak, we can express our views, we can express our emotions, we can touch, we can teach, we can talk, every single thing. But if you look at the other creatures like the cats, the dogs, and other famous creatures, they can't, they can't talk. They just literally bite, they just literally bark on loud, but they can't express. Rather, they can in their own ways, but we can't understand. But we have all the expressions, all the super maestro inside of us. And if I'm telling you the truth, the universe runs inside of us. We, each and every single individual, is a universal. We are walking through in this planet Earth. If you believe so, because we have got the sun, this is the sun of our body, our face. Then we have coming the Mercury, the Venus, the Earth. The Earth is this, your heart. This is the Earth, right? And then it comes down Mars. Then it goes down to the Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and of course Pluto is there. We just throw it out, right? By some our own human intentions, but it is there, and He is also watching at us, and He is also blessing us. And as I said, I am not anything special. I am just a human being, and I love to serve humanity. And I personally believe in Him. If you can see Him, He is the maestro. He is the universal master for me and all the rest of the Hindu people. I have heard that you guys talking about Hinduism, right? And if you are talking about Hinduism, then He is the extreme level of it. You can see on the picture that all the planets and the other things are surrounded by Him, and He is actually blessing every single thing to run accordingly. So I am exactly doing that thing in my life as well. As me, I am a sound healer, of course. I am an emotional healer, as I heal people with my emotional vibes. I can touch you with these 10 fingers with this palm, and I can assure you with the blessings of Him, you will feel my positive energy to you right in there to release all the negative vibes from you. Because if you have heard Lord Shiva, He has taken all the poisons inside of Him to release, to give the positivity to the other creators, or including other gods and goddesses, to live their life well. In my life, I'm actually doing it according to His path, honestly. And I do meditation, of course. I do guided meditation. I do walking meditation. And my special invention, I do split meditation for me and my twin flame, for sure. Because it is very essential to know your twin flame and to split herself from you, to let her much more enthusiastic by the thought process of yourself. And it is extremely necessary. I don't know how many people are doing this, but it is. And if I am talking about reading my books, well, yeah, I do read books, but as you guys know, I am not so very familiar with some other specific, but I have read the Bible few of times, but I haven't completed it yet, honestly saying. I haven't completed it yet. And if someone is going to ask me that you need to say this verse to me, I mean, I can answer you until or unless I am going to read it, because I am not going to give you any false information which is not going down under myself. So I have read it, and I am well aware of Lord Jesus for sure, and I truly respect Him and all His services to us. And including that, like as Sister Marjorie knows me, that I am a Shivaholic. Every single thing to me, if you are talking to me, you are talking to Shiva. Like in my life, I have read almost 17 books of Lord Shiva till date. And my awakening journey started back in 2016, as Charles said. The same thing to me. And I found my guru back in the Himalayan territory. And his name was Shankaracharya. Unfortunately, he died back in 2021. And it is my misfortune that in his end days, I wasn't able to meet him, because I am the last person, or I am the last devotee who got incarnated by him, to be very honest. I mean, he cremated me, honestly. And before that, I was a different guy. I'm just in my 30s right now. And honestly, I don't know what the revolution he bring in me. Like the way I speak today or the way I react things, it is unexplainable. So to me, Lord Shiva came to me through my grandmom, and my grandmom was a great devotee of herself as well. And from her, it came to me, and ever since I was a 7 years old child, I started worshiping him, and I followed his all things. And the books, as if I'm telling you the truth, as I said, I am truly emotional, and I always try to find out how much I can make my emotions much more better to serve others, to let people aware that how can I donate my emotions to every single one so that they can feel how they will also surpass these things and they can make others' life a blossomed one. So the last book, not the last book, actually I'm reading it right now. This is the book which I am reading right now, and it says how you can be my perfect ending. And this book, if I'm telling you, this book has got all the emotional patterns you can find, that how you can reach your soulmate's heart as close as possible, as nearest as possible. Because love is everything to us, right? We are here for love. We are devoting love. We are donating love. We are gasping love. Every single thing, whatever we're doing, it is just because of love. And if you need to know love, you need to touch that person's heart, right? So this is what I am reading right now. It's not, I am not finished it yet. Although I have got almost 186 pages left, of course, in this. And the book I read every single day, that is this one. And this says the Shiva Puran, one of the greatest ever book I have ever read, and it is a huge book actually. It has got almost 900 odd pages, and I am right now on 245, page number 245. It has got all the idioms and the scriptures, and which I need to find the meanings as well. And as Mahatma is talking about the Gita, yes, of course, I read the Gita so many times for sure. It is our most epic book, and it is all about Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Like Lord Krishna said to Arjuna that how to overcome all the human misfortune, including the journeys that you need to occupy your current scenario. That is all about. So it is perfectly fine, all due respect to that. But if you read Shiva Puran, it says how you can get closer to Lord Shiva. Because in our culture, in our ancient Hinduism, they say that Shiva is the god of destruction, right? Brahma is the creator. Vishnu is taking care of you throughout your life, and Shiva is the destructor. But maybe that's true for some other people. But if I am talking about my experience or my knowledge, Shiva is your real father. And it is true. If you found in Shiva Puran, it is true. Every single thing, whatever you can see today, it comes out from Shiva. Shiva is called Ardhanarishwar. That means he is half man, half woman. And that's how we are. Every single we are. We have got a divine masculine inside. Simultaneously, we have got a divine feminine inside. When we cry, when we love someone, when we care, that is our divine feminine. And when we are protecting our family, when we are earning for our family, when we are giving our every single thing without any second thought, that is our divine masculine. So that is Lord Shiva for you. So this is whom I am all about. And that's me. Thank you very much for the invitation to join you elite people over here. I really appreciate. Thanks to you. Take care of yourself. God bless each and every single one of you. And now back to Marjorie. Thank you.
Peace, peace. Thank you so much. That was an amazing share. You had my lights flickering over here in the back, and they're not supposed to be flickering. Okay. Just want you to know that. I have it on a steady light, but I definitely appreciate you. I'm thankful for what you bring to the table. I feel like we have a very dynamic lineup of individuals that we're definitely destroying and creating at the same time. So thank you. I am going to move on to our final, but not the least, host of the day, and that is Sunshine. She is a part of she's from her Less Nobody's brand. I absolutely adore her. She is a part of my tribe. She's a part of my lineage. She's a part of my life. So kudos to you for showing up and being you. Please introduce.
Yes, thank you for having me. Peace. I'm happy to be here. My name is Sunshine Monet L. I'm an energy awareness coach. I teach people how to sort through their energies and, conduct proper conversations with different individuals, whether it be people in their friendship circle, family circle, community building, temple building, et cetera, et cetera. Learning about each other's energies. And I do it, centered around numerology, geometria, and your natal chart placements and placing them into your chakra centers, or like how Grizzly was talking earlier about, your spheres, your 10 spheres. I place them into your 10 spheres on your body. Same thing that Beeman was touching on as well. I specialize in that. I'm also an astrologer and an author. I'm a musician. I do a lot of things. My favorite hat to wear is my mommy hat, where I homeschool my 2 boys, and I'm in pursuit of, living off grid so that we could be more self-sustaining, teaching them, independence to a whole nother level, but that is, my ultimate goal with my mommy hat at the moment. You guys shared some really great books. I don't think I've touched any of the books that I saw shared today at all, which I'm very excited about because I love to learn. That means that I have a lot to receive here, and I'm open to receiving it. Some of the books that I have personally read, this book you guys will probably hear a lot from me because I use this in the majority of my encounters. This is like my own like personal Bible, if you will, but this is Metu Neter Volume 1. And it gets into like the tree of life and the 10 spheres and the Neterus and the Orishas and how to live your life on a seasonal basis, a daily basis, just be in alignment with nature, because that's what Neter is. Nature is nature. Learning about nature and learning that we are, the personification of nature and how to flow with it and things. And it's changed my life tremendously to a point where, like, if I go against like what I know, like certain events occur in my life to put me back on that path of sitting still during the winter time, slowly awakening in the spring, being in my optimal self in the summertime, and then dwindling back down in the fall, and learning that on a daily time schedule and stuff as well. This was another big book that was sent to me by this goddess, Toni Alika Hickman, and I know it's a man's cry for health, but it's been a really good health book, period. Just giving like a good generalized explanation of different like ailments that we get, and everything that we catch on this earth, we can heal from this earth with this earth. There's a cure for everything here, unless, it's in some kind of lab. That's a different conversation. But, you guys get what I mean. And this book really covers it. And it centers on men, which I, personally find like near and dear to my heart because I have 2 boys that I'm raising, and I won't say they don't have men in their life, but I'm the only individual in their life that's guiding them on the path that I'm guiding them on. They don't get that anywhere else. So it's like a really big responsibility on my shoulders, to make sure like, yeah, they're getting everything and I'm not missing any, corners, because I might have been a boy before, but I'm not a boy now. So, I just, want to make sure I'm getting everything. But this was such a really good book. It opened my eyes to the chemical makeup of sugar and salt, which are like the 2 main ingredients in all of our foods, and how like they're literally only 1 or 2 like, atoms away from being cocaine. And I thought that was wow. But it's just like getting into all of that, it was just like very eye-opening. That was a very, very good book. The 4 Agreements is something that you guys will hear me reference to a lot. This was a nice quick read. I've been recommending it to people that ask and stuff like that, but this really, I put this in my root chakra. I put these 4 agreements in my root chakra, and I carry them with me as far as like not assuming, knowing I'm doing my best, moving in gratitude, being present and patient. And you will notice that even though I read this book years after I wrote my music, a lot of my music is in alignment with the 4 agreements. And I really enjoyed this short read, and I, am applying it to my life, and really like, it's really helping me with unlearning a lot of things. I came into this realm with my own set of agreements, my own Akashic records, or, soul contract, if you will. And I knew what I was when I was a child. Me now, I've been getting into this space where I just been having such intimate conversations with my inner child, and I just been letting her, finally be center stage and get the attention that she always wanted. And it's been such a beautiful experience to watch her, and watch her heal, watch her gain confidence, watch her learn how to trust people because she's been through so much. Watch her nurture, watch her live her artistic self and live her goals and her dreams. It's been like really big, for me. And the 4 agreements is definitely helping me with like combing through certain things with my conversations with her, and not just her, them. Because it's not just my 5-year-old self, it's also my 13-year-old self, and my 15 and 18 and 23 and all these different numbers. There's like 33 of me going on now, and even more than that, because you can go by the days or whatever. But just having these conversations with them, and asking them like, oh, this ain't in alignment. Like we had to agree to this at this age because this happened. Is it something that we still want to keep in the root chakra? Yes or no? And I've really been clearing up that area of my life, and it's been making my sacral and my solar plexus just, I love it here. This is another book. Mine is a little beat up, but this is The Circle 7. For the guys that don't know, I don't really identify as a Moor, but it is a part of history, and it is a faction of life that I do find very interesting when I get into looking at the Bible and the Quran, not just as spiritual guides, but also as, pieces of history, what was going on at that time, and to see it written in this fashion and it be broken down so beautifully. You might hear me take some quotes out of this as well. This book has definitely assisted me in a lot of different hard times in my life. When I lost different family members and friends, I was recently in a car accident. The 2022 was a very hard year for me, just overall. I watched a lot of people, ascend And I had to, that was definitely a big exercise of acceptance for me, having such a big group of people. I lost more people that year than I lost in COVID, and then also almost, being in like, critical conditions, twice in the same year. I started off that year in a car accident and I ended that year getting hit by a car. So it's just, having this, at my bedside when I was going through like different questions. And I had a period of time where I was feeling a bit of animosity in my heart. I won't lie. And having that book beside me was like a big thing for me, assisting me like spiritually. Like I know a lot of people come to me for spiritual guidance and help, and it's easy for me to like give advice on different things, but like, to, have something to sit back on and chew on for myself, that touched me so deeply. Like that book is definitely it for me. But those are the books that I've been reading. Personally speaking, I have been working on my personal traumas, because they have put me in certain spaces as a woman, as a mother, as a friend that I don't want to be in. I have, personally speaking, my biggest like thing right now is learning how to receive. And I've been put in a crazy position where all I can do is receive. And learning to not like, now that my personal self is going prograde and I'm slowly getting back on my feet, learning to not regress back into those behaviors that I was in, where I didn't like asking people for stuff. It would make me feel so small. I would be waiting for like the manipulation and the backlash and the throwing it in my face, and just different traumas that I have, grown into different agreements, like stemming from, my childhood up into, today. And just learning how to remove people from my root chakra that keep invoking and triggering that out of me, because that's what I need right now, and being okay with that and being at peace with that. And I'm a recovering people pleaser. I don't like to be a bad guy in anybody's story. At the same token, I had a period of time where I just didn't know how to say no to people, places, and things. So I would just like put myself in the craziest positions. I would be overextending myself, doing all these things just to be a good person in somebody else's book, but I wasn't being a good person in my book. So like, just healing that part of myself. And that's me being transparent with y'all about where I'm at in my journey. So while we're doing these talks, you never think that I'm coming from a high and mighty place. I'm never looking down on my nose. I love knowledge and I have a lot to give, and I get really excited about giving it. That's my superpower. I do a number of podcasts, whether it's my planetary forecast, Virgo Virgin Talk, the Seeds of Sun podcast, and I just have my moments with sunshine where I'll just chat with y'all, and my hump day readings and stuff. And you'll see me on a lot of other people's platforms, sharing knowledge, because that's what I love to do. But even with all the knowledge that I have, I'm still on my own personal healing journey and going through things and growing. And I look forward to growing with you guys.
Oh, I love your share. Thank you for being a part of my life. And I just want to shout you out too, so that you can receive some appreciation. She made this crown for me. She didn't know though when she made it.
I didn't know till she was in the space, and I was like, here, take it. This one's for you.
Yeah, nature like blew it over, and I was like, oh look, let me pick this up for her. I'll just wear it on my head, just let's take some pictures. And she's like, that is yours. I can't even take this back anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just appreciate that so much. I appreciate you for being transparent, being here. And I love sharing knowledge and being available as well. So us finding each other has been, I feel like, really monumental for us.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I tell you all the time, I'd be like, Sunshine, I feel this resistance, but that's not gonna make me back off. Mm-mm. To those in the back, I hope y'all hear me. You ain't breaking it up. If anything, you're giving us more puzzle pieces to put together, which is beautiful. And this is what has helped me to come onto this platform. Now we got all of these wonderful other souls here to be transparent, to be open with, to be confiding in, because without us having something to fill our cup, honestly, like, I don't know where we would be. I'd probably still be like miserable in the dark. Like, for me, having a catastrophic experience of like losing consciousness and hitting my head, mind you, this is the only way the world can make me go to sleep. Let's just make that clear. And that was always my joke. I said, well, I can't go to sleep unconsciously like most people, so this is the only way that the universe could like knock me out so that it could be a little bit more of an even playing field. So I take it with grace, you know. I have like the biggest problem just with lighting, and like that's why I have no lights on and I just have these lights, because I I am feeling that my spirit gets so excited that I just start like becoming pure white, and I know I got color.
I say the same joke. Like, I think this was the only way the universe could get me to sit down and be present and really feel the things that I need to feel, because I was being an escapist, you know. Granted, like, I was justifying it, like, I gotta go heal this person, and I gotta go to this garden, and I gotta go to that temple, and I gotta do, like, you know, I was justifying it with good stuff, but it's like, no, you have to sit down and really feel these things. Like, you're projecting your healing when you need to put it in.
Yeah. And the floor is open for anybody else that's in the Zoom room right now that y'all feel guided to say something. Feel free.
Hey, that's beautiful. Thank you guys, man. I really love when Mahatma, you speak and Moonshine speaks. Damn, you guys blow me away, yo. You guys are so good. Like, excellent. Thank you for your service here. God bless you guys.
Thank you. I know that we a lot of people like to believe that just being yourself is enough, and it is enough for the most part, but at the end of the day, we have to find and seek something to fill us up individually, you know. And you'll hear me talk across this platform that I will find God in anything. Understand me, God's words are there for me to see at all moments in time. And I just learned to find people that want to jump into that conversation, that want to be a part of the conversation. And that's what helps us to move forward fluidly. Connecting with people that are actually on your vibrational frequency is what kind of resistance we can grow. You know, when we try to connect with people that are not so much on our frequency, it really becomes like this catastrophic opposite resistance that we're like, oh my God, I didn't realize that was going to happen. So if we do feel inclined to do something, let's just figure out how to do it together. Bring more people on. Ask people to come with you. You know, we don't have to do this alone. And like one of the things I was reading in the Gitas, because I was like reading it with another individual that's spiritually inclined, and I was like, let me read the Gita from like the spanking beginning. And there was the part is where they're getting ready for battle. You know, everyone's showing up to this fictitious line, and you hear them like they're explaining how all of the head soldiers are blowing their different conch shells, their different instruments, and they really set that whole tone of like hearing how you hear all of the warriors showing their readiness by blowing their horn before even anything happens. You know, they're stating that. So here we are blowing our horns. How do y'all feel blowing your horn?
Amazing.
Does
Yeah, I
it
love
feel
it.
different?
Yeah, I love it. And I want to say, I love what she was talking about, the escapist thing, because it's like we don't realize we're doing that. And I did that so many times in my life. And I barely stepped out of that this last year. And it's like, I ain't running from shit no more. So I love that. And I see people do it all the time. I mean, the girl that I was just with in a relationship pulled that. I see people trying to escape, thinking it's better, the grass is greener on the other side. And they don't realize that you need to go within. You need to
Yeah.
go within yourself every time, even me, dude, I need to go within myself. Do not give your external circumstances power over you. You have way more power than that. You are way more powerful than you believe, yo.
100%. And you know, one of the things I realized, you know, because I loved movie magic, right? And so that's like one of the programmings that set us into motion. And a lot of the things that we can be very, very powerful on, it has been shown in a scope of like serial killers, if y'all ever have noticed.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there was this one movie that J-Lo did, and they had to go like into the mind of a serial killer and figure out where he put like someone that he took or some crap like that. And like seeing the detail of what it took for them to go through his mind and how organized he had it shows you like that we have this ability, but it put it in a place that in a way that people are like, oh no, I can't go there. That's where you get a little psychotic and stuff. And so we're coming over here like, no, we're going to take these attributes and just show you how to do it a little bit lighter, a little bit more authentic, and a lot more within your frequency. It's nothing to really be scared of unless you want people to be scared of you.
Yeah. It's a thin line between that, fear and love. What book did I read? It was Nico Machiavelli. He talks about it, how it's better to be fear and love, or there's a balance in between that. Read that book, man. Nico Machiavelli.
Thank you for that. So you know, like I said, our intros were gonna be clear cross an hour.
It's awesome.
And I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody so much. Would y'all like to leave any lasting words or blessing for the day? People are starting off the week. It is a Sunday in the AM. I know it's the evening for others that are tapping in sometimes, but what would be a blessing or a thought of the week that you'd like to leave with those? I'll start with the order of the intro. So we'll go with Sherry first.
Okay, remember you are loved. Remember you are worthy, and you are none of the things that you have been told you were.
Grizzly, take it away.
To keep your connection to the divine, to stay on your purpose no matter what happens to you, to stay on your purpose for God, because the forces will come against you. And like I said, it'll hit you and your kids, it'll hit you as much as it can with the people closest to you. Just stay on your purpose and keep going within, and just know that you are divine, you are loved, you are worthy, and you are more powerful than you believe. And you are none of these things that society has told you. Shed those layers, get to your higher self, reach that 10th gate, yo. I love y'all. God bless you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, B-Man. It's on you now.
Thank you. Well, if I am going to grab the tail of Charles and Sherry, Miss Barrymore, then it comes to me, as I said, I am always emotional. So my emotional verses to you, like, once he said, I'm in the Lordship, said, what is that great achievement you have got in your life? What is actually means achievement to you? And of what sort of performer of the right you are? please mention them precisely. So if you're running after something, if you're looking after something, what is the achievement is behind that bar? What you are trying to get? Think about it. You know the answer. And the answer is if you are standing in front of yourself, yes, you, I'm talking to all four of you, including me. If you are standing in front of yourself, man to man, eye to eye, just like a superhero, and you can tell yourself, I have the guts to stand with all the abilities and these abilities which I carry inside me, which is given by you with precisely, very promisingly to me. And I accept with all my traits, my admire, my love, my respect, with the pure smile I am carrying inside my soul. So that is your achievement. That is the man you are here for. And that is how you serve every single one from the core of your heart, which says, it is the Mother Earth which you are here for. Thank you.
Thank you. Love this wisdom. Okay, Sunshine, it's you. It's all on you.
My words for the week is everything is happening for you and not to you. And you may not understand all the details or the big picture, but it's all in your favor. You know, just be mindful. You're an electromagnetic being and you are attracting the energy you put out. So if you want some nonsense to be for you, it's gonna come to you. The experience is gonna come. If you want some good sense to come to you, it's gonna come to you. The experience is gonna come. I always think about that movie Bedazzled when Brendan Fraser kept asking for stuff and the lady was giving it to him. It just wasn't in the full form, but it was what he asked for. And honestly, that's life.
I'll shade to that. Okay, so I'll share my wisdom thought. Today is the only day that matters. And if you enjoyed today enough, take your most powerful thought that you received today and bring it along for a ride with you tomorrow and see how that helps empowers tomorrow's day of thought. And keep bigging up yourself. I appreciate being myself. I appreciate understanding what it takes to be me every day. And that requires me to let go of who I was yesterday. If I felt super tired yesterday, that does not have to be my day today. And if I feel super excited today and tired tomorrow, I don't have to push myself to be super excited when I'm in a day of rest. These are the ways that I help myself stay in my wisdom. Thank you for everyone for sharing your wisdom thought for the day. And for those of you that are listening, come back on February 19th. We will be here sharing with you our intimate scriptures that are filling us up during the week, during the months and our years. And we will be sharing how it resonates with us all. I'm excited to see how this is going to transpose. Thank you so much for everyone that has showed up and kind. I appreciate y'all. I ring my chime. Thank you. Peace and light, y'all. Thank you for the Elite Scriptural Talks. Commence today. Much love and light.
Peace and light. Love you. God bless you. Namaste.
Thank you, everyone. Take care of yourself. Have a blessed Sunday and